My name is Matilda Nakanwaji. I'm an agronomist with St. Padre Pio Integrated Skills Training Center, as well as a greenhouse farmer in Rubaga, Mengo. I was trained by ISSD in vegetable growing and horticulture, and we're here today at an ISSD field day or demonstration day, and I'm particularly going to take you through urban farming, or what we call backyard gardening. Urban farming is basically about growing. It's the kind of farming that we practice within our compounds or in small spaces in our backyards. That's where we derive the name backyard gardening. And it basically encompasses using the small or tiny or the resources that we consider useless to be able to grow crop, one for income, but also for nutrition and food security, as well as for beautifying our different spaces and compounds. This is the food tower you see here, and like some of my favorite clients say, it can feed you for 5 months and more. And you might ask, what is the food tower? This food tower is just a tower made in a very simple space of only about 5 feet, nothing more than that, and made out of simple materials. For example, you need simple sticks, simple wooden sticks. You need stones you can get from anywhere. Materials simple as chicken mesh, and the seedlings that you need of spices or vegetables. And of course the soil, which is our growing medium. And this is how we set up this food tower. First of all, you get a flat surface, a flat area that is your compound or your backyard, any free space you have, and you measure a diameter of 1 foot. After you do that, you get these sticks and try to stick them in the ground so that you can be able to put your chicken mesh. And in that circle you've created with your sticks, you fill it with stones up to a given height of your convenience. Then you get to measure from the center again, you measure 2.5 feet. Now this 2.5 feet, you still surround it with sticks. But this time around, your sticks are not standing upright, they are tilted in an angle, so that this tower is not upright, it is trying to form a triangular shape. So after you have set up the outer boundary, like I said, you start to fill it with soil up to a height of your convenience. Ideally something that should not be above your waistline, so that you can be able to water it appropriately. The reason for this center is to enable water to move through your entire crop. So here you see that tire garden, and like you hear the name tire, it comes from tires. So in this case, you simply get your tires, give them stands or a place to hold them, ideally wood or if you can metal, depending on your preference, and you place your tire on the stand that you've created. Put a sack or a mesh, anything that will allow for water to flow through the soil. Put your planting material, your soil that already has the manure, and then cover, after you plant your seeds or the seedlings that you have placed, cover them with mulch so that it enables your soil to be able to retain most of the water. That way you do not have to water every day, and you can still take care of your plants. And this is the sack garden. Of course, it's made out of a sack. You get your sack, remove the bottom of the sack, and place an empty tin in the center, which empty tin you keep, whose base you've removed as well, you keep filling with stones. Once you fill it with stones, then you can fill your planting media or your soil that already has manure at the edges. Once you reach the top of the tin, you can raise it higher, put more stones. Now you realize I'm creating a stone tower in the center and the soil at the edges. Once you have reached an ideal height for your sack, then you can water through the stone tower that we've created, where you have removed the empty tin that was helping you create its boundaries, and then you can plant your vegetables. Also for the sun garden, I advise that you plant the leafy vegetables at the edges, which won't be too heavy, and you'll be able to pluck off as you wish. And then the other things like spices or any other heavy vegetables you'd like to grow, like cabbage at the top, whose weight can be held properly. Urban gardening is for everyone because we all eat food at some point. And these vegetables are supposed to be for simple home consumption, for your nutrient value, but as well as being able to earn your income depending on how much space you have. And the bit about urban gardening is it enables you to do farming in a very small space, unlike the people out there that have a lot of land and gardening. So that's why it's convenient for people that have never done farming, that don't have too much time and are not familiar with all the major farming techniques. So all you need are any space that you have, and you choose any available resources from old containers to simple material like wood and sticks to set up the garden that you need.